All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a impromptu Airlock Podcast, episode 20. No, there is no newsreel on the bottom, and I'm sure there's still some outdated patches. Sorry about that. We'll get that fixed by next podcast episode. It's fine. Everything is fine. This time, I've actually started the recording much earlier than before. So this time I don't have to strip it right from Twitch itself and actually have the video file from the get-go. Yeah, that was an interesting last episode where that whoopsie happened. So yeah, gonna be honest, a lot of out of the nowhere. Podcast was actually thought up of a couple of days ago by me saying, you know what? We're not doing anything today. How about we just make another episode? And so we are. So, I see a few folks in the chat. Yeah, Jet apparently had a misclick and accidentally turned on some new feature I've never seen before. About to ask him here in a second what the heck happened. But either way, let's go ahead and undeafen ourselves, and we'll be able to hear Jet. What the heck happened with that shield mode?
So I meant to click moderator mode, and yeah.
Okay, because
Worked it up.
This is the first time I've ever actually seen or even thought shield mode was a thing. This is apparently a new feature that has become a thing since my last few times of streaming. So I had no idea what that was, and I'm like, why is there like 4,000 or not 4,000, like 4 or 5 moderator messages in my chat going, what's going on? What happened? What button did we press?
It appears that what that does is it puts slow mode in there and makes it so you have to be a follower to chat, and you have to have a verified email and some other things. So it's just some interesting administrative tools. It might be worthwhile if you're going to start streaming again, but I was really just looking for moderator mode and fat fingered it. So that's my bad.
All good. All right, so welcome again, Jet. Vapen, how's it go? Oh, I have Vapen. I just realized you've changed your name again back to your original one,
yes.
And I have the old one still on screen.
And spelled differently in the stream description, but I wasn't gonna say anything.
But okay, I need. You know what? We can edit this live, and I'm going to now because I'm not having that crap.
I'm just throwing shit.
I know you are. Is it Ian? It's not Ian, it's Ian, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, let's edit that real quick. So, yeah, impromptu, out of the blue. We kind of just wanted to do another one because, why the heck not? We want to do more podcast episodes. So today, I don't want to really start right off the back with both of your hated, or not both of you, just one of you hated. I don't know, should we put up the spoiler warning now, because are we going to talk about Mandalorian, or are we not going to talk about Mandalorian?
What? I feel like we could, but yeah, if we're gonna spoil it, let's start with something else, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, here's your first spoiler warning, ladies and gentlemen, just in case. So, yeah, we finally start. What is it now? The second week. Give me a second. Yeah, technically second, even though the first week of April only had one day. So first week of April. How are we doing all around? Jet? Or Vapen? Yeah, that's to say somebody.
Yeah, all good here. Just coming down off of Imperial Storm and trying to kind of get my feet back underneath of me here. It's been a busy week. So yeah, gonna work on starting to get some competitions into our new warfare officer and start getting some of that stuff approved and work through some of those things. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, how are things on the Warrior as of late?
Moving and grooving.
Yep. Things are good.
Y'all.
New Commander, Free Sigma, new XO, new FL. I think that's the exciting stuff on the Warrior.
Okay. I remember y'all had your party, your after Imperial Star party. How'd that go?
It was a busy night for a lot of folks. There was plenty of appearances made. Asis would be able to tell you who all, because he was the big post. A small rager, he says. Yeah.
A small ranger. Okay.
That's a great way to put it.
I mean, that's odd.
Yeah. I had to work, so I stopped in for a little bit, said hi to everybody. They were listening to the playlist, which we talked about last episode, but phenomenal playlist.
Yeah, I got. Remind me to ask y'all of that list again, because I actually do want to listen to some of the music y'all had actually chosen.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of music, apparently a question was posed in Thunder Squadron, where if we had to choose a theme song for our characters, I don't know. See, the question first posed like just either characters or our real life selves, and I think at this point it's devolved to just our fictional characters in the EH. What theme song would we choose? And I'm actually going to pose that question to you two. Like, do you have anything on the top of your head, or is that something of a brain picker?
Well, for myself, a little tough, but off the top of my head, there's a phenomenal parody going around about my XO, Tyrann Mar. An absolutely beautiful parody by Lieutenant Colonel Hansu,
Yeah.
referring to him having a profile picture of Stan.
For those of you who don't know Stan from American Dad, it's a very... I wish he wasn't busy and he could actually briefly come in here and sing it, but he's still doing his... apparently he's still going on with his Empire War match, which...
Oh yeah, that's something else we could talk about.
Yeah.
Thrawn's Revenge tourney.
Yeah, I still actually have to do my match with Xylo, and that's going to happen tomorrow.
Nice, okay.
We had some...
Stream?
Yeah, I'll stream it for sure. I'll actually stream it here on this channel.
Yeah.
Last week we tried getting it to work, but some heavy synchronization issues were happening.
Oh yeah.
And I've now got it to the point where I've just, instead of going through the the mod list within Forces of Corruption, I just went through the launch options and had it start right from the get-go instead. See if that would help. So far it has. I was going to test it today, but some issues came up, and yeah, I'm not going to talk about those.
But I'm having a blast with Thrawn's Revenge.
Yeah.
It adds a lot of really fun elements. Economy's the way to win the game, but I feel like the mod actually gives you ways to improve your economy even if you're behind.
So both of you are in the competition, correct? Like we?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Jet, who do you have as a faction assigned to?
The Galactic Empire.
Okay, you got fortunate and goes just straight Galactic Empire. Now,
I did.
is it pretty much all the same units as in Forces of Corruption and Vanilla, or did they add more?
There's quite a bit more there, and I have not finished fully exploring all the options, but they do some interesting things, and they make a lot of stuff available right off the bat that isn't available in Forces of Corruption, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool to be able to make TIE Defenders right off the rip, because they are quite a bit more powerful than the Interceptors at the regular TIEs. And you get some other things too right off the bat. There's some good Corvette options for the Empire, and then you get progressively better bombers. It's about as vanilla as it gets, because there's a pretty linear progression, but there are some options available to you, and I have not fully explored what all of them do yet. I need to spend a little more time.
Okay.
Yeah, same. The familiarity with the factions is the hard part.
Yeah, I got assigned the Greater Maldrude, which I'm really still not familiar with them from Legends. All I know is it's just a bunch of pirate factions using Imperial tech.
Okay.
That's really all I got from it. I will say, though, love the fact that a lot of them have, or a lot of the ships that they have, are the red Victory class Star Destroyers. And those suckers are really nice looking, and they do have some heavy hitters. Still trying to find a good what's the word I'm looking for? I went potato brain here for a second. Synchronicity? I don't know what the hell the word is. A good balance.
What ships work well with others.
Yeah. A good balance between what to use and what not to use. And what about you, Vapen? What do you got?
I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, but the Iradu Authority is an Imperial remnant. So.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, lots of Imperial ships still, which is nice. I like that. But again, figuring out what works with what and when to deploy it is gonna be the trick.
Yeah. The one thing I do know that this mod pack, compared to just Forces of Corruption, the addition of the research station and those 2 additional stations in front of your main space station.
Yeah.
I still don't like. Okay, those 2 stations in front of it, are those just for like defenses, or they serve a different purpose that I'm not familiar with?
They are defenses for your main platform, and they also think of them like the 2 nodes you have to pop before you go to the last point in like a League of Legends or Dota match. Those have to go down as well in order to win the match. We found Miles and I found that out the hard way because he wrecked my main platform, but I had one of my Golons still alive, and I was like, "GG, dude," and then nothing happened. I'm like,
oh.
This.
Okay.
So we were both. He was down to 1 Golon, and I lost all the 2 Golons and the.
So they also count.
Platform.
They also count as the main platform. Interesting.
Yes. Yep.
And
they have upgrades as well. If you haven't clicked on them and looked at that, you can upgrade them.
That I have. That I actually have. Yeah, it was just weird because it's like that was never a thing in Forces of Corruption. I was like, oh, new stuff. Okay, sure.
Links.
Oh, somebody posted a link. I was just like, I didn't even say it. Good job, good catch.
Well, no, I tried to post ehtc.chat.
Oh shit! Never mind. Okay.
Yep. I'm the bad guy.
Never mind. I'll get that working. You should have been on a VIP list already and should have been allowed that access. See, like Osis.
So Osis is more special than me. I see how it is. I see how it's cool.
Wait, hang on. Osis didn't even have.
Don't worry about it.
What is going on? I need to really update that list. I don't even
Vapen,
know.
did you play your first match already?
Yep, it was against Drummer? No, not Drummer. Who was it against?
Drummer is not in the competition, sadly.
Scrolling up, 1 second. Bone Bolt, that's right.
How did it go? Did you win? Did you lose? Was it awesome?
It was awesome. An awesome loss, though. Bone Bolt had a very good presence. He beat me in economy.
He might have also a little bit more rage because he lost to Striker in a practice match and rage quit. But it's fine. It was fine because everybody has that every now and then. So he destroyed you, I guess then.
Pretty well. It was, I think, like an almost 30-minute match. And for the first 10 to 15, we were pretty even. And then he got a base upgrade and I didn't. And that was all she wrote.
Okay. What faction was he using?
He's another Imperial remnant. I will have to look. It appears like he is Pentastar Alliance. I'm familiar with them.
Okay.
I feel like they're all Imperial remnants with the exception of the New Republic and the Hapes Consortium. Everything else is some kind of Imperial flavor.
Yep.
Alright.
Bronze Revenge, 10 out of 10. Great mod.
Yeah, we still have a whole list of other mods that we have to clear for EH, well, for the TC. Now, Jet, I know you also went against had your match against Miles.
I did.
Care to talk about it or not? Still a
Sure.
source point.
Sure. No, I mean, it was close enough that I didn't feel bad about the loss.
Okay.
Like I said, we both kind of got to each other's base about the same time. We both played very hyper aggressively. Yeah, he happened to kill my last Golan while I was working on. I hadn't started his last Golan station yet, so it was close.
Ooh.
It was a good match. I will eventually post mine to my YouTube channel for everyone's viewing pleasure, and I'll put that in the streams. But it was I don't know. I had fun with it. It's a good match. There's really only one game that really makes me rage out, and I think we know what that is. But that's okay.
Blood Bowl.
It is Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
my ability to control my emotional reactions in that game is limited.
Same.
I'm sorry about that last match. I really didn't know what to say. I literally was just playing it and like twiddling with my thumbs, thinking, "What do I say? What do I say? I gotta cheer him up. I gotta cheer him up somehow. I can't keep doing that. I don't know what to do." That was the entire time. I was like, I don't know. I didn't know what to do, man. I didn't know what to do.
Oh, it's all good. Go ahead, Vapen. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say I should apologize to Taurus too, because we had a rough match.
Oh yeah, I saw that one live. I didn't record it, but I will eventually when I get to that week. Which for the folks tuning in now, listening in, we have the week 1 first 4 games. I still got to record the last 2 of week 1. And then we'll be moving on to week 2. I hope everyone's enjoying the games so far, all the craziness and madness going on. And if you have a favorite team out there, go ahead and support them and let them know that you're cheering them on. They would love to hear it. Trust me, especially in this game where we hate each other because of the very nature of Blood Bowl. Every support, even just emotional support, helps.
It's a fun game. I really do enjoy it. But after about turn 2, you go, "Why am I playing this game?"
I had a moment like that, and it's one of those things where a viable strategy in the game is just take out the other team altogether and open it up for yourself. And it's hard to run the ball. And that's what my team's got to do, is run the ball. So
yeah,
it's tough, but it's it's all right. It's a good time, and I'm getting my money's worth out of it. That I only paid about $6 US for it, so it's
But so the thing I call it is this game has like the worst love-hate relationship that anybody has. Would you agree to that statement?
Yes.
I've never loved to hate a game more. Yes.
I mean, like it's like you hate playing it, but at the same time, there is that itch in the back. It's like I can keep playing.
Yeah, it's fun. It's chaos, but it is fun.
Yeah, and that's why it's like. That's why I said you gotta be careful. It's an addiction. You just gotta be careful. We do not take it seriously. We just play for shits and giggles and see what chaos happens. Speaking of which, next week I don't have the game up and I don't have the schedule up. I'm not sure if you two know who you're going up against.
Me and you.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're up against. Okay, bet. Oh right, I remember. I remember. I just remember. It's like, one of your flesh golems is gonna be missing the game. Not dead, but missing the game next week.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, he's just taking a little break on the sidelines.
Right.
Worked a little hard in this last match.
But you still got both of your werewolves, right?
Yep, both werewolves are still in it.
Yeah, they
what are the other ones? I don't even remember.
The ghouls.
Ghouls, that's it.
Yeah, those little fast. I can't use that word. I know the werewolves are probably going to be the most problem for my lizardmen. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's going to be a good match, but those lizardmen are strong.
Yeah.
Very strong.
Other than the runners in the back, armor value 9, strength of 4 or 5 if you're the Croxagore.
Right.
The big guy. Yeah. Still,
I'm playing the Carnival Goblins next week.
no, that's not Itachi.
Ryu.
That's
Ryu,
Ryu.
you're right.
Yeah, that's Ryu. I'm gonna tell you right now. Be careful with the pogo stick guy.
The pogo stick.
So his team is nothing but goblins and 2 trolls. So he's got 2 big guys, but he's just like those are gonna be like your main threats, followed by 3 weaponized goblins. One of them will be able to stay in the game the entire time, which is the pogo stick, where the other 2 is a bomb thrower and a chainsaw. Oh wait, there's also the spinning ball guy, unless he bought that somehow. I don't remember. Either way, you gotta be careful. All the goblins are weak but fast, except for those weaponized ones. Those trolls might be a problem. And yeah, that pogo stick guy can jump far. Can jump really far.
We'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna stick to my my plan of run ball downfield and hope for the best.
Yeah, that would be the smart thing to do. Now here's my question. I don't remember. I didn't kill any of the rats, did I? In the last match? No.
You for whatever reason, I had like 5 injured and 2 KO'd at one point.
Yeah.
But none were injured or none
killed.
were killed, which
Yeah.
is pretty great. I didn't have to buy another player this week.
Good. My question is how much is your team value right now?
Oh, I don't have it. I had it pulled up to look at the
Okay.
schedule, and then I closed the game again. So
That's
I have
fine.
No idea.
That's fine. So the key for a lot of folks is the inducements. I made mention of this last time. Depending on the difference between the team value of either team will determine what the opponent can get petty cash wise. Remember, when I went up against you, you had 230,000 gold to use. Vapen's gonna have 300 and something thousand because
Oh yeah, I forget about that.
Yeah, because-
I'm excited to.
his flesh golem is out of the game for next week, reducing his team value.
I've only leveled one of my rats, so I imagine my team value is going to be pretty low going into next week. We'll see.
You might actually still have the higher one because did you win or tie any games?
I won one game when Vapen and I played, but every other game has been a loss.
Okay.
Yeah, just rub it in. I feel the salt.
So I don't think Ryu has won a single game.
Neither has Taurus.
Neither has Taurus. Yeah, neither of them have won any of their games. So he might actually have a lower team value than yours, Jet. So just be careful, because if he has a chance to get yet another star player in his game, he's more than likely going to take it. I don't know. I don't really have a strategy for you because I don't. Ryu in games, in any game, is what I like to consider a. I can't use that word either. Damn it. A
Chaos Goblin?
Yeah, we'll go with that. A Chaos Goblin. No matter what strategy you think he's gonna use, he won't, and he'll do something completely. It's like a Monty Python skit, and now for something completely different. That is what he will do.
That sounds all right. That sounds like it could be a good time.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm determined to have a better attitude this week because I
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think I made mention of that in the last video for the Blood Bowl League when I was recording me and Natashi's game, our very first game. I think I said at this point I think everybody either hates or is afraid of going against my team for the sole purpose of the fact that they're lizardmen and they have tough armor value and they seem to just apparently wreck. I don't know.
I was told to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just
Discord
realized.
soundboard is here.
I realized just now. Yep. Open the soundboard. The I don't know if it was even heard. I'm gonna be honest.
Fair.
Play it again.
Okay, 1 second.
I hope everybody heard that because like the audio mixer on my OBS didn't really register it.
Gotcha.
Maybe if I lower. Hang on. All right, I lowered the background music. Go. There you go. there you go for the one who for Osis. I see you were asking it to use it. I saw it.
He likes to poke the bear.
Yes, he does. So yeah, do we have any idea how the playoffs? I can talk. How the playoffs are going to go for the first season? Any predictions? Any thoughts about it?
You and Calv?
Yeah.
I know I'm probably going to be in it, but like I've not yet got it against him, and I think I won't be going against him for like the next 2 or 3 weeks, which sucks.
He was my first match, and he was very, very tough. But I am also like my skill at the game is pretty low, so I kind of expected to lose the first one out.
Right.
So, but he did. He's just. I was watching him play and going, oh, okay. He actually knows how to play the game and knows what he's doing. This is gonna end badly for me.
So I wanted to ask because I remember recording it and I saw the last bit of that game where he was at the end zone already, but passing the ball to others. Was there a rhyme or reason? Did he say why he was doing that? Do you know?
I'm gonna go with experience points.
But
I don't know.
That's what I was thinking too, but he only did it like a couple of times, so I don't know like if he was like telling you that or.
There's the answer from Calv himself.
Hey, Cal. Okay, it was farming XP. Okay, I figured I'd ask you, but I didn't know if you were still asleep. That's why I haven't asked yet, Cal. Apologies. But yeah, I was very confused. I'm like, there was only like 2 times he passed it, and then he did a touchdown. I'm like, okay. It was one of those I needed to be there, I guess, in order to ask him, but I didn't. I don't know. So.
Is it time for spoiler warning?
I guess spoiler warning number 2. If you haven't yet seen an episode of The Mandalorian, or the latest episode of The Mandalorian, I guess now would be your moment of caution. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying anymore. So
Actually, hold on. Can I address something before we do?
what's that?
So I went back and listened to the previous episode we did.
Uh-huh.
I see the issue. I sound a lot like Jet.
Yep.
Okay, no,
it's bad.
I can't. No, I don't hear it. I hear distinct pitch difference between the two of you. That's why I'm so confused.
Man, I think it's more in how we say things than what we say. But yeah, for sure, I can hear the confusion. Yep. I don't know if I'd go as far as Osis is always right. I'm definitely right about this.
So, all right, I'm gonna do a test here. I'm gonna do a test here because I know there's gonna be a lot of viewers that are gonna want it. Jet, I need you to say hi. My name is Vapen.
Hi, my name is Vapen.
Oh my fucking god! No!
I couldn't help myself.
No! The fact that both of you did it at the exact same time made it worse.
Excellent.
Okay.
Somebody,
I'm done now.
somebody clip that. For those of you on Twitch, go ahead and clip that, please. Okay. When you both talk at the same time, I can hear it. But But separately, no. I still can hear the difference. But that was a weird sensation. It was like reality was bending for a brief moment in the magical time stream. Anyway, all right, we've addressed that. Are we done, TC? Are we done confusing them? As if we needed any more confusion.
I think so. Let's talk about the Mandalorian.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. All right. So, final spoiler warning for everyone who hasn't watched the episode of The Mandalorian. Now's your chance. So, what did we hate about the latest episode?
Oh no! Don't front load it or anything.
Okay. So, where do we want to begin here then?
How about I like to do it this way. We'll do a compliment sandwich.
A compliment sandwich. Okay.
I really enjoyed a lot of it. Jack Black, phenomenal. Christopher Lloyd, is that his name?
Yes, Christopher Lloyd.
Phenomenal.
Doc Brown.
As the bad guy, couldn't have chose a better person.
Yeah.
Absolutely great. I did not enjoy the majority of it, but the world building they did was really good too. So compliment, insult, compliment. That's his compliment sandwich.
Okay, so that's how we're doing this. Okay. First off, apparently the bot is still doing the whole links thing. Yeah, Cal, I don't know. I gotta fix that. Apologies. I didn't mean for it to do that. Whatever the link was, just let me know where you posted on Discord, and I can. Oh, it's the clip. Wait, no, I whitelisted the clips on. Okay, this bot needs a fix. This bot needs a fix. That's what it was. Thank you, Calv. I appreciate it. It was the clip of you two breaking reality. Okay, so if we're gonna do compliment, it's a compliment, insult, compliment about the latest episode of The Mandalorian.
That's it.
All right, let's start with this. Jack Black, amazing character. I could never see him do anything horribly bad. And just him playing as a what are we calling the Imperials that are making amends again in this series? I forgot what they're called.
I was trying to think about that during the episode when we watched it last night. I could not for life remember.
Rehabilitated. The rehabilitation or playing as a rehabilitated Imperial noble, I guess.
Independent noble, from my understanding.
Right, Imperial rehabilitated into an independent noble does the role completely well. The insult: Bo-Katan does not need to be Mandalorian anymore. And compliment. Christopher Lloyd, best actor, hands down. He can never do any wrong either.
I absolutely agreed. Bo she's proved herself, man. She had her chance. Like, I get Disney loves the redemption arc, but we did not need it here, in my opinion. Do we want to get too politically here? Because it feels like the Disney agenda pushing again. Do we want to go into this realm or set that aside?
I think we set aside the politics.
Yeah.
It might be a smidge, but I on a story level, I have issues with it just because.
So do I.
I would think any Mandalorian who knows she failed and she's the reason for the bombing, whether you believe it or not, that's how a Mandalorian would view it.
Yeah. She was the sole reason that the Empire decided to nuke the entire planet. The entire planet.
Yep.
And they're just gonna trust her again?
Right. After she already said, "Here, I have the dark saber."
Just because I saw what could have been. I know we all saw it as a viewer. We all saw it. We know it's there. But just because I saw a mythosaur. I get to be ruler now.
I thought you had to ride the mythosaur.
No, it's just for a mythosaur and that's the other thing. The mythosaur needs to reveal itself to the world. I thought was the prophecy, and it didn't. It was still in seclusion. They just so happened, because they didn't look down and realize where the hell he was walking, and sank. Boy sank. She jumped in, tried to save him, saw it on the way up, and now all of a sudden she's now the chosen one.
That's how it works.
These prophecies are really getting out of hand.
So, I'll say this, and this is my compliment sandwich, if you will.
Okay.
I thought Christopher Lloyd and Jack Black were excellent. Christopher Lloyd was my favorite iteration of Uncle Fester.
Yes.
Way back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he played an excellent villain. I thought that his line about... I won't spoil it, but he had a great line towards the end when he got caught. That was really good. I thought it was really an interesting take on how people might have viewed that separatist movement. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
The insult about the episode, I thought when she called Grogu over by making a kissy noise and holding up a treat, he's not a dog.
Okay.
That's
fair. Didn't even consider that.
And then the back, I thought it was an interesting. I mean, we there's so much of Star Wars it takes place in these gritty environments, and like Andor is a prime example of really gritty storytelling and taking place at the edge of the universe, right, or at the edge of the galaxy where laws are kind of fluid, and to see something like that where this sort of like semi-utopian society was really an interesting take on things, because in a galaxy that vast, it had to exist somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So I thought it was an interesting world building piece. And then to tack on just one more little bonus, the weird Mon Calamari prince thing at the beginning was a little odd to me.
Okay, so yes and no. Those two species always shared the planet since God knows how long, so it was bound to happen. I don't see it as that weird. I don't understand why they had to use that to introduce what's his name, Axel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't...
the break-offs that became privateers.
The funny enough, I saw it funny because like the Night Owls were originally Death Watch, or they were part of Death Watch, right?
Yep.
And who, other than the new Mandalorians, were Death Watch hated by, but the true Mandalorians, which were the Super Commandos, led by Jango Fett, way back when. And it was funny because the way of the Super Commando, the true Mandalorians, they were purely bounty hunters and nothing more. They were seen as soldiers of fortune, and that was it. No taking no sides, just doing a contract for money. So it was the fact that a group of them following or like breaking away from a Death Watch an old Death Watch faction that turned new Mandalorian and then decided to break off into becoming Super Commandos.
Yeah.
It's like, pick a lane. Pick a dang lane.
I get they're trying to explore Mandalorian culture, but I get what you're saying. They're sprinkling a little bit of column A, a little bit of B, a little bit of C, and it's like, well, they're separate factions. They all believe different things, which is why Bo would keep her helmet on. Mm-hmm. And that's another complaint. Like in the previous episode, I don't believe that she would get permission to take her helmet off. I get they're trying to have her walk both worlds, but
yeah, I was gonna say, for them to have for so long believed in a religious belief, mind you, to not remove their helmets in front of any living creature, even amongst themselves. Now all of a sudden, just because she alone saw briefly the mythosaur with no proof or evidence, just told the armorer, and then all of a sudden, oh, she's allowed to take her helmet off because she's walked both worlds. What? What? Just what?
Yeah, what's the point of a creed if you don't follow it?
And I guess that's where the other side of the argument is, where they are trying to usher in a new era of Mandalorian culture, just because one person who already has a sketchy past saw a mythosaur.
Well, I was making this point to the wife earlier. Why did I watch 2 seasons of a show named The Mandalorian, following a character who they were clearly setting up to be the next Mandalore, to then have the 3rd season go, oh, gotcha?
That's why I'm giving it one more chance. Like, I don't know how many more episodes are left in this season.
2.
2? Oh wow,
Yep.
We're already down to the last dregs, huh? So here's my thing then. If we're down to the last 2, I'm getting the feeling, based off of a show telling side for the season, somehow, somewhere, they're gonna quickly write back in, or quickly get in Din back into being the candidate for Mandalorian. Like, either that, or they're just gonna really screw the pooch here.
Or they're just trying to push Bo in, which would probably pull me off of the show.
And honestly, same with me. Like, the thing is, they keep pushing this whole idea of Mandalorian's hierarchy being that of a royal blood, and it was like, that was never the way. That was not since the first. And I know even the first, like, Disney wanting to redo a lot of Legends because they don't like it and they want to do their own thing. But still, like, you can't just tell thousands of Mandalorian fans that now the only way to become a Mandalorian or a Mandalore is through royal blood, which she supposedly is.
Well, she did kind of counter that at the end of the episode, saying he is just as much Mandalorian as any of your ancestors, which...
Okay.
I get, you need to put that in there, justify, but if you're going to put that in there, why aren't we building to Mando being Mandalore?
Yeah. And like I said, I had other thoughts for that, but I'm not going to bring that up in this show. That's going to be tabled off to the distance.
Yeah, we'll see. I struggle, like, just with the idea. I'll finish the season more than likely.
At least this season, just to see where it goes. Because again, it's Star Wars, and I believe, Jet, you've made it out the best. It's Star Wars. I'm in.
Yep,
True.
And that is, I am easily pleased when it comes to Star Wars stuff. Like, I liked the sequel trilogy. I liked Solo. There's not much that I liked Book of Boba Fett. There's not much in that universe that I don't like, because it's all kind of working and fleshing out the universe. Now, I read some of the EU and Legends. I hate the word Legends. I read some of the EU books as a kid, and then didn't for a very long time, and then I've started getting back into it. So I would rather have that than what Disney's produced. But at the same time, it's all I can justify in my brain and do the mental gymnastics that there's 2, paths, and it's a parallel universe kind of thing, and I just gotta live with it. And maybe I'm not as much of maybe I'm not as much of a fan as some, but I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I like it.
Oh, no. I don't think it's fair to say anybody's less of a fan for enjoying Star Wars content than somebody else doesn't. But it's also a very Star Wars fan thing to do, to get pissed off at Star Wars content. Like, it's so hard to please everybody. And, like, Dave Filoni very clearly understands Star Wars. He's gets the point of it. He understands where the characters come from and what their motivations are. I praised Jon Favreau so heavily for the first 2 seasons of this show that it makes me wonder how much of this season was his idea.
I want to know, they are still running that show, right? The both of them.
So I believe Favreau's taken more of a lead on Mando because Filoni's moving towards Ahsoka and the Thrawn.
Well, yeah, whatever the Thrawn is, yeah.
Yeah. Whatever the Thrawn storyline turns into, which, I mean, at this point, we know we're getting. It has to be Thrawn, right?
I mean,
he, of all the characters that exist in the Star Wars universe outside of the films, that have a presence outside the films, I feel like between the hot characters, Boba Fett was the favorite for a very, very long time, but then the introduction of Thrawn and seeing more books written about him, and I think that he's one of my favorites for sure. So
that's why I still think, even though we pretty much got confirmation that Gideon was released, or taken or captured, I still think they're leading up to this season's main bad guy to be Thrawn.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if it was Gideon, they would have shown him by now. Honestly.
It makes me wonder what they're going to do with Gideon, because he is free. I could see him being, like, the first 2 or 3 episode villain for the next season. And then realizing, oh, wow, so he was actually controlled by somebody. Now we have to face Thrawn.
Yeah, that's also a possibility.
Or it's another Imperial remnant, like we were talking about with Thrawn's Revenge.
Yeah, exactly.
It could just be an entirely separate Imperial remnant.
I don't know that they can go the Imperial remnant route, just because they had novelization to flesh all that out in the EU, right? And it's hard to flesh all that minutia out in a 10-episode season of a television show, or an 8-episode season of a television show, I think.
Yeah. Well, and that's Ahsoka's gonna be the Boba Fett of in between season 3 and 4 for Mando. That's my guess, at least, is that we're going to get a lot of the story building, the character building for Thrawn, and there is this bigger bad out there.
I think, yeah.
I really need to get back into the Clone Wars and finish the Clone Wars, because I'll level with the two of you.
Wait, what season are you still at?
2, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, so for me, it's like, it's really hard to not see the Joker riding away when Grievous gets away, and like, oh, I'm getting away from Batman again. Like, I just, like, this is, I mean, like, holy cow, inept Jedi chasing this like super villain type, and the I don't know. So I don't have a lot of of my energy invested in Ahsoka Tano, so it's like that character, while I appreciate that she's critical to that time frame and everything, I don't have this love of the character yet. I'm going to say yet because I haven't finished the series, but like, it's so hard for me to not see Grievous as the Joker, or the Shredder for our TMNT fans that grew up with the 1987 cartoon that was built solely to sell plastic tchotchkes. It's hard for me to not see that, having grown up on the late 80s, early 90s Saturday morning cartoon stuff. So it's, I don't know, but that's a me thing. That's not a Clone Wars thing. So,
right,
sure. Well, and so I find myself saying the same thing regarding Rebels. I'm watching Mando with the wife, and I'm like, damn, we really need to watch Rebels, like, to get the full backstory here. And while I appreciate that, because they're tying in content that people did enjoy, at the same time, it's almost a little tedious to be like, oh, I have to go watch 3 seasons. Okay, all right. Hopefully, I can get that in before Ahsoka comes out.
Yeah, but at least now you know who Seb is. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I at least did recognize that. I've watched, I think, the first season of Rebels, and like, I know that guy. That's awesome.
Yeah, the fact that we saw Zeb all official and stuff now.
Looked great too.
Oh yeah,
Looked absolutely great.
oh yeah. Which also still then begs me to question the decision in Kenobi, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. If they can CGI Zeb to look exactly like he did in the cartoons, why didn't they do that with the Grand Inquisitor?
Yeah.
This is just again another stab in the side. Like, you had this. You had
Lucas DVD release of the Grand Inquisitor fixed.
Yeah, it's like again, it's like you've proven you've had the tools to do this. Why didn't you?
They have the ability to do a lot of things that I wish they would do with some of. They have the ability to do a lot of things. Like, I'd love to see the original trilogy special edition release again.
Oh yeah.
With the VHS tapes that had the interviews with George Lucas and Leonard Maltin on them at the front end of them that were just, that I wore those tapes out as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so I just noticed that there's some bits that have been dropped. It's Bone. Thank you, Bone. Alright, so we're running up to just a few minutes before the hour. Hang on, there was that one question I got from a viewer. Let me see. Did we have anything more to recap about Imperial Storm that we didn't already talk about in the last episode?
So it sounds like there are some things coming that I'm kind of reticent to want to talk about because there's not a lot of firm information yet, but there is going to be some sort of an award or medal specific to IS-5 or Imperial Storm 5. So there's something coming there. I don't know what that looks like or how that's going to be presented, if it's going to be something that just appears in your profile, or if it's going to be a uniform component. I don't know any of that just yet, so I'm going to let that come out
in due time.
Yeah, and it'll hopefully be sooner than later. But yeah, I mean, Imperial Storm 5, for all the things that people can say we could have done better with it, I think I personally had a good time with it, and it's easier for me to say because I was in that position of being a team captain, so I did see. I was engaged in it for the whole 30-day span and was looking at maps and doing all this stuff, but it's the flying and getting all the battle groups flying together, I think was really, really critical. And I think that to me, the biggest amount of feedback I've seen was people want more of that. And it's nice to get a cross-divisional or cross-battle group VC going and be flying together and trying to get those LOCs, because I'm not a PvP player, but getting into Battlefront or Squadrons and trying to get that PvP grind going, it was just it was a different thing, and it kind of broke me out of the I'm not going to say rut, but it broke me out of the pattern of, well, I'm going to log in and run some BF2, Battlefront 2, Legions, I'm going to run some Star Conflict or whatever.
Yeah.
Doing something different was hitting all the high notes for me, for sure.
Definitely agreed.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I did chat up a certain graphic designer, see if there was anything finalized about what the medal will look like, and unfortunately I don't have anything to spoil yet.
No spoilers on that whatsoever.
Well, no, the answer was it's in the works still.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But that was one of the big questions: is how is it going to be presented? Is it going to be something on our uniforms or something else? And honestly, I have an opinion on that. I don't know what. Mind you, this is all me just spitting out stuff. Nothing confirmed, and if it, by some miracle this actually happens, I had nothing to do with it. I would like to see like a new form of presenting medals, unique medals. Not the same ones that are always on our uniform, like the Legions of Service and Combat, the ISM, the Imperial Service Security Medal, the Palpatine's Crest, any of the Iron Star variants, or even the Star of the Empire variants, Bronze, Silver, and dreaded, and I say dreaded, Gold. I would like to see like a form of a metal box on our on our pilot profiles, where they can display unique medals. Like apparently, what we are getting, again, I have nothing confirmed, no idea what it is. I think it was already announced in the end of IS5 that we are all getting the campaign medal.
Yep.
It was just a matter of how and what is it going to look like.
So yes, it was announced. We just don't know the details just yet.
Right. So I would like something like, again, a metal box page on the pilot profile, where events like that offer a unique, one of a kind medal, so that we can present, so that it's not more clutter on the uniform, but it is somewhere to show off, like an accolade. I think I'm using that one right.
Yeah, I could see that working. I personally, I like more stuff on the uniform, but I'm not going to be like upset if it's not there. I think that's an interesting idea, though. If we keep doing these style where we get campaign medals, is what they called them.
Yeah.
I think a medal box would be a great idea, or a medal tab. We have the awards tab, but if we had like a campaign tab, maybe.
Well,
I was thinking that, or like a display case for challenge coins. I thought challenge coins might be
that's a good one. Yeah.
That's a really cool idea.
I know a while back, Jax and Marenta had thought of a way to make our squadron challenge coins. Not just the challenge, but everyone. Every squadron had their own challenge coins. I honestly don't think that's going to come through anytime soon, or ever at this point, because how things are going. But I would love to see it.
That's something we could plug here at the end of the show, is that the EH will be having merch in the future. We don't have a time frame.
Yeah, in the future. We don't really have any details specific as of yet. I know a few higher ups had some thoughts and projects that they wanted to get working, but I don't think anything big has been announced, and everything, like we keep saying, it's in the works.
Yep, soon TM.
Yeah, soon. Soon TM. Period. Question mark.
All good things take time, right?
Yeah. So going back to that metal box, like the reason why I like that metal box so much is because it reminds me of in TIE Fighter, the old TIE Fighter game, when you hit pause to look at your own medals, that was essentially a form of a medal box, and it showed every single campaign's big medal when you finish that campaign. So that's kind of the reason why I'm hoping this would be a good idea to use in the future, if not already implemented.
I could definitely get on board with that. That's pretty cool, and it sticks to the roots of the group.
Exactly.
Yep. I like the idea very much.
And then you could add like those little extra bonus clips, like again in the game, where a certain objective you've done, it gets you an extra like pin, like bronze letting pin. I don't know what else to call them in the game because they didn't really specify.
Right.
But that would be something I would like to see. I don't know how popular it would be amongst the entire TC, and again, who knows if it's actually in the works or not.
Well, let us know in the YouTube comments below, and we will get back to you.
Yes, YouTube comments, Twitch comments, anywhere comments, in the Discord even.
Indeed.
Let your internet officer assistant know, Calf. No, I'm kidding. Do not spam him whatsoever.
Too late.
Yeah, I know. All right, so that's pretty much it. I know there's some other questions that I got that a lot of people. These are not really questions we should be talking about just yet. A lot of people have been really wanting to push what happened in a certain channel, but we're not going to get there tonight, or probably ever, depending on the nature.
Sure we'll talk about it
in a later,
other channels.
in other channels. But
So I would always prefer for stuff like that to come through the correct channels of communication. And while I like this podcast, I think official news should come through the official channels.
right, and actually, this is something that we can say. If at any point, and this is for the Thai Core specifically, if at any point you really do want to get your voice heard or you have any sort of questions, always bring it up to the chain of through your chain of command. Don't ever feel like no one's gonna listen to you or no one's gonna hear you. We will always hear you. You just need to ask. Don't ever be afraid.
Action may take a little while, longer than you're hoping for, but it is heard, it is relayed, and anything will be addressed. It's not like we're gonna ignore stuff.
Right. Yeah. I guess that's one of the things I guess folks wanted to hear at some point.
Yeah.
But and honestly, yeah, do not be afraid of going up through your COC as it's supposed to be. But I think that's pretty much all I got, unless you two want to bring up anything that I'm missing.
I'm pretty happy. That was a solid episode.
Yeah. Jet?
Yep, I thought it was great.
Oh.
Yeah, check the comps page. There's lots of new stuff going on. I know there's a couple Warrior specific competitions that just kicked off this past week for a trivia comp and then a photo taking competition as well. So those are going. And check out the other competitions are running. Thai Core and Battle is up and running again. So check out and see what missions or what battles are up there. And looking forward to see everybody out flying.
And don't forget, my time trials competition is back up again after a long hiatus. If you two want to try to make some ridiculous records, time records again, like 3 pilots that I know in the Thai Corps are listening, just go ahead and let me know. We can set up a day where we can go ahead and try out your time trial events.
You aren't ready.
Alrighty.
I feel like I need to carry on the tradition of going for the longest time possible. I'm not having another Warrior Commodore or battle BG Com. I'm talking to you, Marenta. I know you're listening. I am not gonna have you two fighting for the longest time.
It's all right. We'll just get a Warrior Commander in there for the longest time.
There you go. Get on that.
Absolutely.
I swear to God, if I see another TIE Reaper using tractor beams and just doing jousting and not shooting, I am going to bash my head in. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and definitely mute myself, and I'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right. Alrighty, folks, and that's going to be the end of tonight's podcast. Thank you all so much for stopping on by. Yeah, I will make sure to get these patches updated for those that still need to be updated, and an actual proper newsreel on the bottom. I know the old one was still going on. Apologies that I did not update it. But either way, folks, that's going to be it for me. Y'all have a great night. Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.